Right, we're live. Hello. I'm so sorry about the delay. Internet issues was what held me up. But I'm here now. Wait a moment, we're going to put a little note. Issue rectified. Just had to put a little note here. We've got Teddy's mummy in here. Hello. Oh, thinking of you, especially, even though it's been almost a year, thinking of you since the loss of Teddy the cat. Such a lovely Maine Coon, wasn't he? Hello, Anthony. Hope your cats are all right. Aunt Harriet, I can see you. I can see you, Harriet. And did you get my message? I just sent you a message that I had internet problems, but I'm back online now. But it was just a few internet issues. Yes. But this is the late nighter, and this is the last late nighter until November of this year. Moving forward, after this late night live, we're going to be moving forward to only doing it on a seasonal basis. And the late night lives in the future are only going to be lasting by and large from November up until March. And then that's going to be it for a few months and then start over again. November to March every year from November 2025 onwards. No, I'm going to slow down with late night live streams now considerably. No, the more late night live streams I did, the more it affected my sleep pattern. So that's why I'm slowing down with the late night live streams to tell oneself of things. You was about to do so when I popped up. Okay, but didn't you get my message, Harriet? No, and then obviously need to tell. Then I need to tell Jodie about the delay because of internet issues. I'll tell Jodie why I was late. Internet problems. That's what I'll tell her. It was about 10. It lasted for about 10, 15 minutes, and only just started about 3 minutes ago. So yeah. So yes, that's why late night lives are only going to be limited. And also, I don't want the late night lives to happen during event tending seasons, because it could interfere with it. So that's why I'm also slowing it down. Another one of the reasons why. One's health is a top priority, Harriet. Yes, one's health certainly is a top priority. Can I tell you something, Anthony? Teddy's mother, she does have a son, but we needn't disturb Jodie now. She's busy with things. I'm not allowed to say what it is. All I can say is she's just busy, but I'm not going to say what it is. That's all. That's all I can really say to it, Harriet. So, yeah. And hello to Heather. Hello. And this live stream, we're only going to do about I'm only going to do about 30 to 60 minutes this one. I'm only going to do anywhere between 30 and 60 minutes this very live stream. I thought I'd tell this to oneself. I'm not going to do a particularly long time this very live stream. But Anthony, if you're still here, it is true that Teddy's mother does have a son, as does Heather too. Heather has got a son, and Teddy's mother has got a son as well. Which is only as truth as things. Both their only childs, that is. You know. Thank you, Harriet. And hello to Hailey. Hello to lovely Hailey. As usual, hello. Barrett Leddy is quite notable for his Gottfried impression. No, you've been saying before, Anthony, yes, and I think Barrett Leddy, I need to look him up again. Barrett Leddy, if you didn't know, Anthony, Barrett Leddy is the same age as Teddy's mother's son, to tell you something, because Barrett Leddy was born in 1992. That was the same year Teddy's mother's son was born, 1992. Thought I'd tell you that, Anthony. I remember you saying to me before, Heather, that I'm like another son to you. We needn't disturb Jodie, Harriet. One needn't disturb Jodie. She's busy at the moment with a commitment. So we best not disturb her during this time. One best not disturb her. He doesn't mind having me as a brother, your son. What a compliment there. Yes. And Maria's in. Hi, Maria. Hello. Yes, I know time flies at how we all grow in age. Yes, I know. And here's Deborah. Hello. I had a nice Sunday, thank you, Deborah. Saturday, I was for a few days not very well, because on Thursday I was bedridden for about 7 hours, about 7, 8 hours, after I woke up. I mean, when I woke up, it took about 8 hours for me to get out of bed, on Thursday. But I slowly but surely began to recover. Unfortunately, got through the podcast with Rick Paul on the Thursday, but I wasn't fully right at this point. But I'm okay now. I managed to get out for the first time in a few days today. Went out event tending, so all is okay. No, I'm on the mend now, Heather. I got out event tending for my first event for 2025 on Sunday, 23rd of March, 2025. And this event, it was the first time I'd gone to this particular one. It was a mini event. I've gone to an event comprised of mini cars before, particularly classic Mini Coopers, what have you. But at this particular mini event, it took place at the Brooklands Museum. I've been to the Brooklands Museum before, yes, but I'd never been to the Brooklands mini event that they do annually. So it was a first for me, and it was nice seeing it. I'm doing better now, thank you, Deborah, but getting ill is not fun, I'll tell you that. Getting ill is certainly well and truly not fun. Who am I missing? Dawn Marie, hello to Dawn Marie. And Imogen, hello to you, so pleased to have caught my live. Thank you. Thank you, Imogen. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I was only just steadily recovering on Saturday, but no, it's not something to talk about. But, I'll only talk about it privately and not publicly, but, you know. But otherwise, I'm on the road to recovery. Got out for the first time in a good few days on Sunday to an event I'd never been to before. So, all's all right. Things are okay, yes, but the not so good thing is a bit personal to talk about it, Maria. So, it's normally only something I'd talk about privately, not publicly. Thank you for your understanding, Maria. What event did I go to? What event I went to? It was a mini event, an event comprised of mini cars, like classic Mini Coopers and modern day minis. But the only difference being was it took place at the Brooklands Museum, and it was the first time I'd went to the Brooklands Museum mini event. But but the mini event I've gone to more than once, however, on the other hand, is the Worthing Minis by the Sea event. Just to let you know. I couldn't agree with you more, Heather. Couldn't agree with you more. Privacy is so very important. Oh, thank you, Heather. I'd always like a nice big hug from you. A nice big long hug from you. In the same way, the lovely Deborah Chillingworth would always send me a big, nice long hug too. No, but since we saw lovely Deborah in here, Deborah Chillingworth, that is, she views me as a grandson. She said it to me openly before. And I was like, oh, that's very nice. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you kindly. She's only got just one grandson. Just to let oneself know of things. She did openly express this to me. And she's got a few granddaughters, but, and only just the one grandson. The one grandson who's fully grown, by the way. Fully grown and loves him to bits. That's how Deborah would describe her grandson. I'm just, oh, thank you for saying I'm sweet and we all send me love and hugs. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Maria. Thank you kindly. And you, Maria, are always very sweet and friendly too. Oh, Deborah, thank you. Thank you. Right, did I get a message? Who was it? No, it's just a message from my friend. I'll eventually reply. Thank you, Imogen. Thank you for your empathy regarding my health. Hasn't been very good recently, and I had it quite tough for health on Thursday, but I've been getting better. But when you're ill, it's not easy. I mean, yes, it can last. Sometimes for some, it can last a while, but it's just a matter of how you get through the illness. Hello to Mukmia. Hello. When we make you smile, I look so much like my mother. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. The weather has been a bit better for me to start my events. It certainly has. Still cold, and I'm still needing quite a few layers of clothes at the moment. But it's better than it has been over the winter, because the winter's been very cold. You can. Oh no! What's happened, Imogen? What's happened to you? I hope you're all right. My mother is so pretty. Thanks, McMeow. Thank you. Yes, no, I don't overdo things. I always try not to overdo anything, Maria. Good, solid advice there. Hoping it warms up so you can garden. You have little crocus and tulips coming up. You've not even gone in your garden yet, Heather. That's surprising because you're normally in your garden around about this time now. You're normally in your garden around about this time, but you're not even in the garden as of yet. Still too nippy. Oh goodness! Wow. Little did I realise that. Hello to Pamela. Hello, you. Thank you for saying my mother's beautiful. Still no spring weather. It's colder this year. Oh, wow. That is astonishing, Heather. No, things began to warm up steadily, but normally springs in the United Kingdom are generally quite cold. Sometimes we have the exception. Sometimes, Heather, we have the exception of a hot spring day, but it very rarely happens. We generally have cold spring days throughout the spring. Certainly nowadays, Heather, I thought I'd tell you that. Not cold to the point of it being winter cold, but not warm enough to consider spring weather. Only in the 50s in your neck of the woods. Oh my goodness, Heidi, wow. No, I know Easter's later this year, Heather. I know that, yes. Yeah, yes, I know, Teddy's mother. Yes, I know. Sunny but wind chill is a bit nippy. Sometimes it's frozen cold. You have to have your gallbladder out, you had to have your gallbladder out, which was emergency surgery. Also, you have osteoarthritis in both knees, which is debilitating. Oh no. That is very hard, Imogen. Does this mean you have to have both your kneecaps replaced because of that? Thank you, fellow moderator Pamela. Thank you for being so kind to our other newly installed moderator, John Marie. Thank you. Thank you kindly. I'm hoping Imogen feels better soon, Harriet. I'm hoping so too. And thank you, Mukmeow. And Hailey, for your friendliness towards Imogen. Thank you for your empathized sympathy. You have had your gallbladder out and it's no fun. Oh dear. I didn't have a very big dinner. Sorry about that. No, I'm okay. Just something got a bit stuck in the neck. That's all. Something got a bit stuck in the neck, so I had to cough it out. There you are. I only had a light tea, Pamela. I didn't have a lot because I got back home rather late. After my event attending. Because I was event attending. over in Weybridge in County Surrey. To tell you something, Pamela, so that's why I got back home late, and Weybridge is quite far from my neck of the woods. The Brooklands Museum in Weybridge, Surrey. I mean, it's a fairly famous museum, Brooklands Museum. It's been around for a very, very long time. I thought I'd tell you that. Brooklands Museum. It's been around an awful long time. Best out than in. True that, Teddy's mother. Yes, true that indeed. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for your empathy. I'm all right, McMeow. I've been a bit unwell recently, but I'm all right. I didn't have it as tough as I did on Thursday. You always try. That's all one can do. That's all one can do, McMeow. You had baked fish and potatoes. Oh, that sounds tasty. Oh, Pamela. Pamela, gosh, I envy you and your husband for the baked fish and potato meal. Baked fish and potatoes meal. I envy you both. Yeah, yes. No, I do. That's what one always has to do. Look me eye, that's what one always has to do. You've had cortisone injections in both knees, hoping it will work. Fingers crossed this will work for you, Imogen. Fingers crossed it will work. I would more than likely assume so, Maria, yes. I think it's both she and her husband who both cook. I would think, Maria. But we need to wait and see what Pamela has to say. Always a comfort meal. No, I like fish and potatoes too, Pamela, as does I. You had ramen noodles, a Fuji apple. Oh, it's terrible when one is unwell, Imogen. It's terrible. And it can be tough. Some can have it quite tough. Ramen, I'm not very certain about the ramen food. I need to look it up. Oh, okay, ramen. Ramen is lovely. Oh, is it? Oh, it's love your SC Asian food, but you have to be careful of cross-contamination. No, I would have thought you both cook. You had to cook a great deal as a child. Oh wow. Oh wow, Pamela. Goodness me. It's fun for your husband. No, I'm happy that Pamela's husband is a great cook. I'm happy learning so. You wish your husband could cook. You are lucky. I didn't real. Could your husband not cook? Meow. I would have thought he could cook too, in addition to yourself. You had rice and chicken. Rice and chicken. I sometimes have rice and chicken. I don't eat it often. Yes, thank you, everybody. No, thank you, John Marie. As we do here, we always go by a wholesome community, don't we? We always go for a wholesome community. The rice and chicken I would normally have. Interesting learning it's one of your husband's favourites, Pamela. And interesting that Hailey had rice and chicken recently. But I would normally sometimes have rice and chicken with, I sometimes cook it up in some cream. It's sometimes very nice if you mix it up with some cream. Hello to Sea Gypsy. Hello to you. Was thinking of you on Friday, Sea Gypsy, but hoping you're all right. Nah. I'm very much like. I think one of my favourites meals has got to be a sea bass meal. Ah, nothing could beat a good sea bass. Eat a lot of rice and vegetables. I wouldn't be surprised, Heather. I wouldn't be surprised. And I know you eat a lot of fish and chicken and vegetables too, as does I, generally speaking. An old-fashioned roast dinner is your favourite. I'm certain you said it before, did you not, Sea Gypsy? I'm very certain you said it was your favourite before. But how nice. How nice. Eat a lot of fish during Lent. Wow. Love a good feed of fish and shit. We generally by and large do. Heather, yes, we certainly generally by and large do. Now, I don't mind a good fish and chips at times. I don't mind a good fish and chips at times. Yep, you've got your fellow Australian friend. Deborah C. Gypsy, fellow Australian. Our friend. Sorry, something's a bit stuck. Got it out. But yes, you've got your fellow Australian friend, Deborah. That is Sea Gypsy, that is. Two fellow Australians, Deborah and Sea Gypsy, that is. You enjoyed the interview with Rick Paul. How lovely, Maria. Thank you for telling me so. Thank you. I need to see who I'm going to interview next in April. I need to see. You'll be back home in another week. Yes, no, it will be spring in Canada, as it is here too. See, Gypsy, it's spring here too in the United Kingdom and Europe as a whole. And of course, it'd be spring in the American and Canadian neck of the woods too. Additionally, the Paw Patrol petition. I have looked at the Paw Patrol petition before, Dawn Marie, but I don't check it all the time. You enjoyed the interview with Rick Paul. Oh, thank you, Heather. Now, I did see your review, but I'm sorry I didn't read your comments very much because I was namely focused on the interview. But thank you for sharing your review of it all the same. Few people allowed a person being interviewed to actually finish their point. I've seen this many times, Maria. I've seen it many times. It's spring weather. Yes, we need the warm weather to get here. You couldn't have got it more right, Heather. I was quite ill, Sea Gypsy, on Thursday. I was really quite ill. 19 degrees 2 days ago. Ugh, I wished it was that weather in our neck of the woods. I'd long for a 19-degree weather. I'm on the mend, Sea Gypsy. I'm on the mend. I mean, I had it quite tough for health on Thursday, but I'm on the better mend now. I handled it great reading questions and keeping the interview interesting. You really enjoyed it. Thank you, Heather. Thank you kindly. No, but Teddy's mother was asking, Rick Paul is generally he is a spiritual person, yes. He is a spiritual person. He's a psychic tarot reader. I mean, not everybody agrees with tarot or psychic tarot reading. Some people are interested in it, some people are not. One has varied opinions on those sorts of things, but, it's no trouble. It's no trouble. You're a bit wary at first. No, Rick is a very good man, Maria. He's a brilliant man. Aussie hub, you've got yes. I do know McMeow has an Aussie hubby. I know that. It's going to be snow soon. Oh gosh, Imogen, snow in the spring in Canada, frozen cold. It's a pleasure, certainly a pleasure indeed. Pleasure. I don't. I'm sure obviously you've experienced it many times in all of your 60 years, Sea Gypsy, but getting ill really is no good. Getting ill really isn't any good. Oh, McMeow, the Megxit. I had been thinking about it quite sometimes, but well, I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no. It's going to be a hit and miss. I'll need to see what I can do. I need to see what I can do, but it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be a hard one, but I'm thinking about it. But I really need to see. I need to see uh, who I'm going to next interview. Hello to Alfredo. Hello to you. Lurking and listening to my friend, your dearest friend, me, whose streams you love, and him as the lovely and noble person I am. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you kindly. To I mean, my channel's not a Megxit channel. This is completely right, Harriet. But a lot that happens in the Megxit community, they can provide interesting representations, especially in regards regard to the representations regarding the Harry and Meghan saga. You know, the Harry and Meghan saga. Well, there are some interesting points to the narrative shared to it in the Megxit community, but there's always going to be a varied opinion on it. That's the point I'd have to share on that. Yes, I wish more. I wish people would focus more on true royals. Yes, yes, I wish so too, Maria. Thank you, Alfredo. Thank you for your kindness towards others. I haven't ruled out thinking about interviewing Fiona Imogen, but I need to think more carefully now. Obviously, thinking carefully because she just lost Graham, rest his soul, and may he rest in peace. Ah, wonderful, Graham. But it's going to be a bit complicated, not just because of her losing Graham, but there's another quite tricky and personal reason as to why it's going to be quite difficult to come across interviewing Fiona Imogen. It's a long story. It's a long story as to what I mean by personal reason, but you know. Love Catherine, Princess of Wales. She's better than Harry and Meghan, isn't she? You're doing a little book club with your friend JK, who is 9 years old. We are reading The Wind in the Willows together. Oh, that's lovely. I mean, it's important to think about who would be a good and useful candidate to interview. You know, it's important to think about who could be the next useful candidate. But I've just got to select it just got to carefully select who will be the next interviewing candidate. Cat and Canary has got to be my favourite book, Pamela. Cat and Canary. And Harriet. And Harriet, you're asking what was my favourite book, Cat and Canary. You used to read The Wind in the Willows to your son, Heather. How lovely. Heather, I used to watch The Wind in the Willows as a little boy. I've read it. But no, I don't think I've ever had the books. No, I don't think I've ever had the books of The Wind in the Willows, but I used to have it on DVD as a little boy. I used to watch The Wind in the Willows. Do 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 do. The wind in the willows sings softly to me. Follow my voice wherever it leads, from mountains, from valleys. Do 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 do. Thanks, Pamela. Thank you for the singing. There's another good book I could recommend. The Mog the Cat books. The Mog the Cat, written by the late Judith Kerr. It's spelt Kerr, the surname, but it's pronounced Kerr. Judith Kerr, who was German-born but grew up in England. She's sadly no longer with us, unfortunately, Judith Kerr. But she did a brilliant book of the Mog the Cat book series. No, very, very good Mog the Cat series book. My grandparents used to read it to my brother and I when we were little boys, the Mog the Cat. I've still got the Mog the Cat book. I've kept it all those years, since childhood. Wonderful little cat, Mog. Hank the cow dog, no. Thinking of making some great emojis for me. Thank you, Alfredo. That's kind. That's very kind of you. Hello to Martin Lawrence. Hello. Your son loved Beatrix Potter. How lovely, Heather. How lovely. You have all the books. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I still enjoy reading some of my childhood books, even into my adult age. And I even used to have the Thomas the Tank Engine books as a little boy. I had some of the original Railway series written by the late Reverend Wilbert Awdry as a little boy. I enjoyed those books. Brilliant books. And Judith Kerr, Michael Foreman, brilliant authors. Brilliant, brilliant authors. Me with thumbs up. I would enjoy Hank the Cowdog books. I'd never heard Hank the Cowdog up until now. They're so funny for kids and adults alike. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Enid Blyton. I've heard of Enid Blyton. I know Enid Blyton. I do know Enid Blyton. And also there's Enid Bagnold. There's also Enid Bagnold as in addition as well. Topsy and Tim. I've heard of a television series called Topsy and Tim, but not the books. Oh, did it? Christian is your son's name. Oh, I didn't know it was Christian. Your son Christian, who grew up to be a 6 foot rugby player. And you said didn't you say he's built like a rugby player? Because one of my friend's husbands, he's well over 6 foot himself, and my friend describes him as being built like a brick shit house. You know. But I didn't realize your son was. So I'd take your son is built like a brick shit house, I'd imagine. Teddy's mother. Excuse the language. But if you didn't know, if one didn't know what if one didn't know what being built like the saying built like a brick shit house means, it's vulgar slang for being strong and powerfully built. That's what it's slang for. I only just found this out last year. I made you laugh. I mean, if you look up built like a brick shit house, McMeow, it will tell you what it means. I mean, some meanings say it means to be strong and powerfully built, or another saying it could be strong and sturdily built, or vulgar slang for it. No, but excuse the language. You had the Nancy Drew. I don't know Nancy Drew. Haven't heard of Nancy Drew. The Hardy Boys. Nancy. Oh, it was Pamela who mentioned Nancy Drew. I never read Nancy Drew. I never knew about Nancy Drew until recently. But some of the books I do also remember are the Magic Key books. The Magic Key. Does anybody remember the Magic Key? I remember it from childhood. They even had the television series, The Magic Key. When you ask a question, then it's time to go. Hop on an adventure as the key starts to glow. Goodness, those childhood memories. This is true. That's true. Were you talking about the Magic Key books, or were you talking about the Nancy Drew Hardy Boy books? The Magic Key. I remember the Magic Key books and the television series, Heather. I remember it very well. When you ask a question, then it's time to go. Hop on adventure as the key starts to glow. Where are we going? Just come along and see. It's an adventure. Having fun with the magic key. Those memories, they just bring you back. And there was another television series. I well and truly remember it well. Rubber Dubbers. I remember Rubber Dubbers. Here come the rubber dubbers, splish, splash, splish, splosh. Here come the rubber dubbers, splish, splash, splosh. So many old television series, and also bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas are running down the stairs. Bananas in pajamas are chasing teddy bears. Go back to the day when it happens. And Danger Mouse? Your children loved bananas in pajamas, really? I wouldn't be surprised, see Gypsy, on that. And does one remember Danger Mouse or Count Duckula? Count Duckula or Rainbow? Do 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 Rainbow. Up above the streets and houses, rainbow flying high. Everyone can see it smiling over the skies. Painted over with the rainbow. Rainbow's brilliant. Went on a long time, Rainbow. Went on for over 20 years. George Bungle. Yes. And Zippy. He's so funny. The Zippy character is the funniest. He's a bit naughty and quite self-centered, but extremely funny. Yeah, Danger Mouse and Count Dracula. Those were brilliant. They're brilliant cartoons, Count Dracula, Danger Mouse. And things like the Flintstones, Tom and Jerry. I pretty much like them. Sylvester and Tweety. Looney Tunes. The Jetsons, Porky Pig. Yes, I remember those. But I know, obviously, when you were a child, it was mainly the Flintstones, Roadrunner, Yogi Bear, the Jetsons, Porky Pig. Now, I do know that. I've even seen all of them. I've seen them, to tell you something. I used to watch them on the television nearly all the time. See Gypsy, as well as Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I remember that one. Oh, the days when that happened. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Sesame Street? Yes, no, Sesame Street's brilliant. I liked Sesame Street as a little boy. Bagpuss. Oh yes, Bagpuss. Do 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 do. My parents got my brother and I to watch Bagpuss, and I did rewatch Bagpuss a few years ago for about the first time in about 15 years, something like that. Hadn't seen it for about 15 years. When I was about 20. I was about 20 at the time. I hadn't seen it for about 15 years. Scooby-Doo was great until Scrappy. Yes, that's Scooby-Doo's buddy, isn't he? Scrappy. You nearly just cannot keep them separated. Scooby and Scrappy. Scott Baio, Bugsy Malone. Bugsy Malone. I remember Bugsy Malone. I've actually seen the movie numerous times. Bugsy Malone. Your late brother had a poster of Farrah Fawcett on his wall. Really? Oh, wow. And there's Mr. Bean's Ian and all that. So many cartoons to list out from my childhood, or that was on repeat on the television from years before my time. Was you really a big ABBA fan, see, Gypsy? I didn't know that. Thank you. No, please, no worries if you've missed a lot. No trouble at all. We all have certain circumstances beyond our control. No, but since you mentioned I was just going back to what C. Gypsy pointed out. How did your late parents take to you and your siblings watching things like the Flintstones, Roadrunner, Yogi Bear, the Jetsons, Porky Pig? How did they take to those sorts of stuff? Or watching that sort of stuff, what have you? You had a crush on Steve Austin when you were little. No, I'm so sorry about your brother. Murray, I'm really sorry about your brother. Ah, that's too young. He would have gone too young. Pleasure always, Maria. Pleasure always indeed. Remember something, $1 million man? You remember? I'm 24 this year, and despite being almost 24, um, I do know quite a lot of not every, but I know many older cartoons, or cartoons that aired from many, many years ago, even before my parents' time. Despite being almost 24, I do know quite a good few older cartoons. Tom Jones was on your wall growing up. Really, Heather? That's surprising. You had a poster of Tom Selleck on your dorm room wall in college. Oh, gosh. Pamela, that is something. You had their posters all over your walls. Oh, goodness. Well, taking into account C. Gypsy having having grown up with narcissistic parents, I imagine she had to sneak in the posters so that they wouldn't be seen by them. Are You Being Served is fantastic. I've seen Are You Being Served many times. I like Mr. Rumbold in Are You Being Served. Nicholas Smith, who unfortunately he's no longer with us, sadly. You know, he sadly died, Nicholas Smith, but he was brilliant in Are You Being Served? Open All Hours, I've seen that. David Jason and the late Ronnie Barker, the late Linda Barron. Brilliant show. And On the Buses, I've seen that. Brilliant one. No, British do have good comedies. They did have the best comedies until it went woke. That's what it was. They had the best Yes, true that, Imogen. British had the best. I think British had very good comedies until it all went woke. And there's a saying, if you go woke, you go broke, which is what the late Captain Graham the Baron Hesketh would say. If you go woke, you go broke. True that. To tell you something, Sea Gypsy, my friend Marcy, her husband Melvin, he loves British comedies, and she loves British comedies too. They are definitely the people to talk about some British comedies too. But do be assured, I mean, I like British comedies too. All of us do. But all I'm just saying here is just pointing out something, not badly, but since we're talking British comedies, um, just had to point out one of my friends' interest. Uh, Cheryl Hennessy. Hello, Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl, thank you for your nurturing love towards me. Thank you. No, thank you. Really, thank you kindly for your nurturing love towards me, my lovely Cheryl. Thank you. I'm okay. I'm okay. Cheryl, if you didn't know, has a grandson who's the same age as me, which surprises me. Oh, thank you, Sea Gypsy. Thank you. You are so fussy around the house. Your mother always called you Hyacinth Mrs. Bucket. Oh, woke has wrecked all our memories, trying to make us feel guilty. Oh no, there was no need for it. I know. There was completely no need for the wokeness at all. Completely no need for it. Our only Fools and Horses, Imogen, one could never have stopped me from watching Only Fools and Horses when I was about 12. I remember I was about 12. I nearly could not stop watching it the moment I first watched it. Only Fools and Horses. I killed for watching it. I killed for watching it as a young 12-year-old. I killed for watching it. No, I don't know. I died for watching it. You don't feel guilty? Yes, one should never feel guilty for British comedy. It's wokeness that needs to feel guilty, not us. Wokeness needs to feel guilty. How did I meet Graham? Maria, it's a wonderful question. Wonderful. Oh, can you see me all right now, Sea Gypsy? Do put a one if you can see me okay. But we've only got a few minutes left. I'm back now, Deborah. Hello, Susan. Susan in Texas. Hello. Hello. Thank you, John Marie. Yes, I'm back, Deborah, but had to reconnect. And I did see Deborah Coleman. Sorry if you didn't see me at first, but hello to Deborah Coleman. And I do hope you had a nice birthday a few short weeks ago. Thank you, McMeow. Hope you had a nice birthday. Now, many happy returns, Deborah, from the 28th of February, and obviously a couple of weeks before that, it was Valentine's Day. So hoping yourself and your husband had a nice Valentine's Day shortly before your birthday. Do hope it went well for you both. Yeah, no, I did think of you very much. I did think of you both very, very much on Valentine's Day, Deborah. I certainly did. Oh, yes. Now, Anthony, if you had been critical in chat, please don't. Pamela's asking you kindly. She's asking you in the firmly but kindly, in her most loving way possible. Yes, I was. Oh, it was a wonderful question Maria asked me regarding how I met Graham. Graham, you're going back to the royal wedding weekend of 2023, May 2023. Graham was looking at Brighton content, and he just seemingly came across my video of Brighton, which, to be honest with you, I screwed up with making it. He commented on it, I replied, and then he replied to me. And then and every reply we get exchanged to one another, we became merely quite conversant with one another. And then it was from this point onwards, I sporadically heard from him on off and on. And every time I heard from him off and on after that moment, some of the most supportive things he'd said to me. And he was really I noticed before long, he was really very kindly and selflessly taking me under his wing from time to time when I least could have expected it. I don't think any YouTuber, I don't think any YouTuber or anybody on the internet could have taken me under their wing more so than Graham and his following once they became familiar of me. But it wasn't until months later that I began viewing Graham and Fiona's content. And after I viewed Graham and Fiona's content, I ended up getting recommended, and I least expected to be recommended. And and then and then I started receiving a lot of interesting and lovely feedback. That's how you discovered my channel, because of Graham and Fiona. You did tell me before, Pamela, yes. Harriet, you're asking disclaimer, right? Yep. Okay, got it up. Disclaimer. Got it up. I've got it up once again, the disclaimer. You miss seeing him next to Fiona, as do I too. As does I too. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Found me through Fiona's channel. And it was through them, Imogen and Hailey. Thank you kindly. Thank you. And who were the first ones? I'm trying to remember. There was lovely Tony, Mary and Glenn, and there was Michelle Pope. I remember Michelle Pope from September of 2023. Oh. Yes, it was through Duchess of North Sussex you saw me. True that. Yes, through Graham and Fiona, that is. Oh, the disclaimer. Now, Harriet's asking me to run through the disclaimer. The disclaimer, well, we're generally a bit age restricted because some of the humour and banter we can represent here, it can be for over 16s. You know, so generally it's ideally only for people age 16 and over for the live streams. But if people are making live stream appearances come StreamYard pirate live streams, anybody who's under 18 will not be allowed. Just to say, only those who are 18 years of age and over can make appearances on live streams of mine, and provided it's somebody I am familiar of in those circumstances. That's what the disclaimer is for. I've never been a moderator for Trevor, Maria, no. But you've seen me through Trevor. How lovely, Maria, how lovely. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. The idea of live streaming is representing a wholesome community. Representing a wholesome community is the best way forward. That's how I'd so describe it. Keeping the community wholesome is the best way forward. Most 16-year-olds today have more vocabulary than you have. Totally goes over your head. But what's your grandson's vocabulary like, Deborah, if I may ask? And when you said most 16-year-olds have more vocabulary than yourself, did you mean poor vocabulary in referral to bad language or good vocabulary, if I may ask? Shapper is still making music, Imogen, yes. One of his favourite songs I like is Naughty Bagpuss. Poor vocabulary. Oh, wow. Really? Really, you'd say a lot of 16? No, a lot of 16-year-olds, I didn't realise a lot of 16-year-olds in Australia had such abysmally poor vocabulary. No. I was event attending recently, see Gypsy, at the Brooklands Museum. I've been to Brooklands Museum before, but this Brooklands Museum event I'd never been to until recently. Rude stuff, really. Oh gosh, they're into rude stuff. The 16-year-olds in Australia. Now that is surprising. Hello to Debs. Hello to you. My kindness is rare in today's age. You appreciate me all. Thank you, Debs. Thank you kindly. No, but when Imogen asked about Shapper still making music, my favourite Shapper song, Imogen, is Naughty Bagpuss. It's very rude, but extremely funny, the song. If anyone has not heard Naughty Bagpuss, I'm going to get the song video link up right now. Thank you, C. Gypsy, thank you. Something Michelle Pope said about me. Well, take me back to that evening, you know. You're going back 1 November 2023 evening, C. Gypsy. Oh, sorry. But you're going back to November 2023. And I was conversant with Michelle Pope. And what Michelle said to me, it's going to touch me visibly. All my life, it will touch me. She said that I was the epitome of a true gentleman through and through, which she said, to her, it was very refreshing in this day and age. And the moment I received that compliment, I was in tears. I was reading it and I was in absolute tears when I read it. You know, it was, I felt it quite strongly, the compliment, but appreciated it enormously. You know, I didn't tell this to Michelle for months. I didn't tell her for months later. There was only one person, and one person only, who I could truly depict as the epitome of a true gentleman, and that was nobody other than my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. Sorry about that. Sorry, and there was only one person and one person only who I could depict as the epitome of a true gentleman, and that was nobody other than my wonderful late grandfather. since he, he was completely, well and truly, the epitome of a true gentleman. Had you seen him when he was alive, you'd see just what a true gent he really was. You know, I mean, he was a well and truly a true gent in every way. I mean, I don't think I'd never met any true gents quite like him. Like I never met any. Don't think I could have met any true gent quite like my grandfather. You know, he was the epitome of a true gentleman, and the only one that I knew growing up. I've met many great men, but the only epitome of a true gentleman who I could have ever truly met was nobody, or known was nobody other than my wonderful late grandfather Edmund. You know, I mean, he was a real true gent, he was. And that's the only thing I could truly depict in it. I could only ever truly have depicted that in my grandfather, him being a true gentleman. I did tell this to Michelle. She was quite touched by this, actually, when I did tell her. But I wouldn't tell her for months because it was quite personally very touching for me. And because it was so touching, it was very personal, the compliment. Thank you, Susan. Harriet, Dormery, I've just seen your message. Yes, everybody, we're going to finish things off now. Originally, I was only going to do about 1 hour at the very longest, but we've gone 1 hour 16 minutes. So it's time to finish. Sorry, I've gone nearly 17 minutes over because I was really aiming to do only 1 hour. Can I thank you all from the bottom and deepest soul depth of my heart? My sincerest thanking gratitude most sincerely for taking the time and trouble for viewing this very live stream of mine. And this is the last late night live stream until November of 2025. Other than that, other live streams are going to be inspirational live streams, the occasional Saturday live stream specials, and the occasional podcast series. That's the only thing that's going to be going forward for the moment after this one. Thank you all most sincerely, kindly, for taking part in my last late night live until November of this year. Going forward, it's namely inspirational live streams, Saturday live specials on the occasional basis, and of course, the occasional podcast. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you all. Thank you for wishing me well for health. Ta-ta for now. Goodbye. Ta-ta for now. Another time. And may happiness be knocking kindly on your doorstep.